Welcome, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Feel free to pile in. Welcome to our amazing community night. Make your marketing pop culture. Love that. Feel free to go ahead and say hello in the chat. I'd love to welcome everyone tonight. Hello. Hey, Alyssa. Hey, Priscilla. Hey, Dana. Ooh, I love it. Feel free to share your name. And we're also going to put a poll in the chat for you to share where you're tuning in from today, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. Amazing. Oh, wow. We have people from all over. I see California, coast to coast. We've got New Jersey. I'm waiting for the Houston to come through with Beyonce playing. North Carolina, Utah. Wow, we are really covering the map. Florida is in the house. What's up? I was born and raised 305. Just saying. Amazing. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our community workshop. My name is Danny Berkowitz, and I am the community manager at GlossGenius. I have the pleasure of hosting tonight's workshop with none other than my colleagues, Kyle Kirkhart, who is our social media manager, and I'll give her a second to introduce herself as well as Kiran Bajwa, who is one of our customer success managers. We're so lucky to have the both of them join us for the GlossGenius community stage. If this is your first time coming to a community event, welcome. We are so excited to have you here. If it's your first time, throw it in the chat. I want to welcome you first. I want to make sure that everyone feels super welcome and comfortable and excited. Hey, Chris. Okay, first time. We got a bunch of first time. Okay. So what we do with our community events is we talk about a topic that we know will resonate with our community in the beauty and wellness industry. Kyle, I'd love for you to share a little bit about you as well as what you do at GlossGenius and why we're here tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Danny, for getting us started. Hi, everybody. My name is Kyle Kirkhart. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am the social media lead here at GlossGenius, and that means I oversee our voice and our content that we put out on all of our organic social channels, particularly focusing on our Instagram and our TikTok. If you have ever interacted with any of our content there, chances are I've been the one interacting back, saying hello, giving you a shout out, DMing you. So it's really great to get to connect with you all in this space and a little more intimately. And on the topic of pop culture, I would love to just set the stage about thinking about why this is a topic that matters to us and why it's something that we see so much in marketing. It's something that I infuse into GlossGenius's marketing all the time. And for me, I think it's so important because I think it gives a chance for us to really connect as a community. If you have seen in this event promo or maybe on our Instagram sometimes, there might be a Taylor Swift reference here or there. And I am proudly part of the Swiftie community, if anyone else in here is. And I think it's just a great example of where pop culture lets you really build another community and connect with people on something that you have shared excitement and love on.
Well, Kyle, I meet you at your Swiftie and I raise you a Bayhive card because that is where we meet eye to eye. Thank you so much, Kyle. And before we hop into our agenda and get started with this evening's workshop, I did want to give Kiran a chance to say hello. She will be in the chat tonight to answer any questions that you have around this topic this evening or any questions that you have about GlossGenius. We are humans behind the brand and we want to interact with you. And we're so grateful that you're joining us live. So Kiran, please say hello.
Yes, thanks, Danny. I am super excited to be here. I will be your little moderator in the chat today. I'm a customer success manager here at GlossGenius, and I love all things marketing, branding. So I love coming to Danny's webinars, workshops, And if anybody has any questions throughout any part of this, just feel free to drop them in the chat and I will be there to help. So thank you, Danny, for having me, and you and Kyler are going to kill it. So have fun.
Thanks so much, Karen. Thanks for setting us up for success. All right. Shall we dive in?
Let's get to it.
Okay, I'm just gonna move that there. And I see someone wrote in the chat, Team Selena and Taylor. I'm just gonna say you've got a lot in store for this. Just you wait. All right, Kyle. So we've got our amazing community with us.
Mhm.
We've got the topic, pop culture. What a hefty topic. I mean, I think when we set out to talk about this, we were like, oh, this will be really easy. It's just, a couple points here and there. Everyone will get this. And then we realized there is just so much to be said about the literal zeitgeist culture in our world. And so I'm so excited to dive in, peel back those layers, and equip every single person on this call with the tools that they need to leverage pop culture in their marketing strategy like a boss. Are you ready?
I'm ready. All right, is everyone here ready? Can we get some readies in the chat?
Yes. Oh, and one more thing. We've got some really cool reaction emoji buttons. I'm going to share them right here. If we're saying something that is resonating with you, that is your Roman Empire, and you have been just thinking about this and we are feeling you, please let us know, because tonight is going to be fun doing this together. Okay, let's go. So we're going to cover a couple different things this evening. Most importantly, we want you to walk away with tools that you can apply this holiday season to boost your marketing strategy, specifically using the influence from pop culture icons. So we're going to talk about the power of leveraging pop culture, how to think and act like an icon, a pop icon, excuse me. And then the GlossGenius team came together and we put together a list of 5 principles that you can use for powerful marketing. And you're going to walk home with that today. We are also going to share some really fun and exciting new features that we have from the GlossGenius product team, as well as some marketing resources that'll just make that process super easy. You can do it with your eyes closed. And then we'll wrap up with a recap and some opportunities to ask some questions. At all times, you do have the questions tab here. So someone on our team will be answering that in the chat. Kieran is there to answer your questions as well. And we'll get started. All right. So the power of leveraging pop culture. What does it mean to have a pulse on pop culture? Can someone just throw it in the chat? What does it mean to have an ear to the ground with pop culture? I see some people typing. What does it mean to have a know? Know what's trending. Okay, thanks, Pam. Knowing what's going on in the world. Yes, sometimes we want to hide from it, but yes. Thank you, Karen. Basically to see what's trending and happening and what's going on right now. Thomas, you brought up such an important point. We're going to get to the sense of urgency and the importance of timing when it comes to pop culture. That you're tuned into what's important to your clients. Okay. Yes. That is exactly what we want to hit on tonight as well. Thank you, Chris Ann. So from our perspective and taking a look at what it means to have a pop culture pulse, it means that we want you to walk away with the ability to understand why pop culture moments shape your client behaviors and why it shapes our behaviors, whether you're in the chair or behind the chair. We want you to be able to decode the marketing magic behind all these cultural crazes, the Easter eggs, the hidden messages that the fan clubs only know and no one else knows, and really what qualifies as a pop culture moment. And finally, having a pulse on pop culture really means peeling back those layers and understanding, why is this resonating? And how is that really capturing my attention? What is it that's really sticking that you see every time you scroll through your FYP or every time you log on to social media? That same meme or that same trending sound is just like going, I go to sleep sometimes and wake up singing those songs. We can share some of our favorite trending audios later. But that's really what reading the pop culture pulse means, is having this breadth of understanding of why this is resonating the way it is. And the most important thing I want everyone to walk away with tonight is that you do not need to be an expert. You don't even need to be a social media maven. You don't have to have your own team, and you certainly don't have to be a Kardashian or Beyonce to drop an announcement or, even reinvent the wheel. You can use the momentum that's happening around us from current pop culture moments to aim and to amp up your own buzz. So whether that's an announcement that you want to share utilizing a trending sound, or we're going to list some really fun examples in just a few slides, hang tight for that. But really, it's all about taking note from people who are doing it well around you, right? I mean, what is creativity and collaboration and community if we're not building and supporting and just, kind of pancaking right on top of one another? So taking note from those cultural giants like Taylor, Barbie, Beyonce, Kat Von D, insert beauty and wellness icon here, throw some in the chat so we can maybe learn about them if we haven't heard about them before. But these basic marketing tactics will build that loyal clientele so that they know you're with it, you've got it. And even if it's here and there once in a while, they can rely on you to know what's in the know. So I included a couple imagery right here, just in case you're a visual learner like me. I can should be in your vocabulary, and taking out I can't. And I put this image of like the momentum of those, the little spheres on the string, and just like, how do you build that momentum that's already there? I love to see the chat. Priscilla, I feel like this was made for you tonight. I love to hear that you are already finding this super helpful. I struggle doing reels and keeping up with trends on social media. Girl, everybody does. Don't let anybody fool you. Even the pop stars do. That's why they have other people doing it for them.
And the secret is even the social media managers do, okay? It changes so fast that if you're trying to have the top latest trend, you're always going to feel behind. So having a playbook like this that you can bring out and apply to anything and just know and feel confident that you're going to have ideas is so important. So there's going to be even more in store to help you.
Yes. And Sierra, social media can feel like a second job, but I bet when you walk away after tonight's workshop, you're going to have at least 3 things that you can do on your own without anybody's help. And I know you'll be confident doing so. So here's a question that we have for our community. What is a pop culture moment that's caught your attention this year? Can be anything. Kyle, do you have one? I know you're going to say something around Taylor.
I'm actually not. Wow. Look at me being.
Oh, wow. Okay. I see
people are putting Barbie in the chat. I'm going to piggyback off of that and say Barbenheimer. I think specifically all of the content around the juxtaposition of those two things happening at once just created such a creative playground. And looking for those moments where you can have that clear comparison, that assign something that clear black and white thing, I think made for just some of the funniest content I've seen this year, and people were really having a field day with it.
And we're going to get into some of those examples later of where it really showed up, but it was everywhere. I feel like at one point we were offered pink ketchup. It was giving 90s with that marketing, but I'm all about it. Let's see. Beyonce concert. Yes, I was definitely one of the many in the crowd at the Renaissance concert feeling like it was a religious experience. That whole thing was a marketing campaign everyone should learn from. I think that having a Roman Empire, that thing that you think about once a day that just brings you back. Kalina, I see your comment around that you're old. That is so not true. Anybody can do this. You don't have to be an expert. Listen to everybody here, and they'll give you a few pointers. Awesome. Wednesday, I remember that, and I feel like the Wednesday movie really influenced a lot of makeup and fashion trends, like goth and emo styles coming back, weaving itself through my Roku and influencing me through Netflix. Kylie Jenner and Timothy. Ooh, I think about that too many times. The Little Mermaid. Oh, that was such an amazing pop culture moment, such a wave of encouragement and support, and something that just hit across the board. Curtain bangs.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt susceptible to that one, and it was not for me.
Tanisha, you're the real one for bringing up the hard facts here tonight.
Too. The jellyfish cut. Yes. All of these animal named cuts for sure.
Yes. Awesome. So we can identify some pop culture moments, right? Here are some examples from our community members that I wanted to give some shout outs to. So the one on the left is from one of our GlossGenius ambassadors, Megan Del Pozo, and she creates some hilarious memes that she just honestly probably goes on her Instagram story and creates them right there. Nothing fancy, but this is a great example of that Kylie and Timothy, cultural buzz that was happening a couple weeks ago at the Wimbledon, but really an opportunity for you to insert your own business or, brand examples here. Kyle, I feel like this one made you laugh a lot. The one on the right with Lexi. Me when I say eurythma instead of redness. I feel like that was, cardiothoracic, essentially.
Incredible. And I also think this is a really good example because we see on the left something that was like a trending, one of those moments you're going to see taking over like the Twitter top trends that everyone is talking about for 3 days constantly. But then on the right, you have something that is just like an old tried and true. Everyone knows Grey's Anatomy. Like you understand enough about the show to understand this meme and its message, even though it's not necessarily something that is like super recent or arguably trending. So I think these are two great examples too of that pop culture. Pop culture means so much more than just like the latest of the now.
100%. By the way, Tiffany, I see your comment about the beach waiver, and I want to dig deep in that. That is a whole phenomenon, like how the TikTok shop has been influencing utilizing pop culture to influence customers on TikTok shop. I mean, it's all very connected. Kyle, thanks for that breakdown. So shout out to Megan and Lexi. Lexi's one of our GlossGenius educators. I'm not sure if either of you are on this call tonight, but these definitely took the cake. So when it comes to thinking and acting like a pop icon, what do we mean by that? This is what we wanted to present tonight as the 5 principles for powerful marketing. And really what we mean by that is that pop culture isn't just a buzzword, right? It's a driving force in how we relate to one another, how we support, and how we experience community, even if we're not in the same room, in the same state, or even in the same country. And what we want to share tonight are these 5 principles that you can walk away with and utilize at any time, either individually or all at the same time, to make a killer marketing strategy. The time is right, surprising your clients, keep it creative, share your story, and collaborate with others. We'll get into some of the details of each of these pop culture moments, but does anyone recognize these just off the bat? I mean, I'm sure since we have so many pop culture experts in the chat tonight. So, Priscilla, these are great questions. When you say the time is right, is that when to post? We're going to talk about strategic timing in just a second, but absolutely. So, Kyle, shall we dive into each of these 5 principles? I think we're ready.
I think we should. I think we are ready for it.
Uh,
Can't resist that one.
Are you ready for it?
It should be no surprise that I'm going to take over this slide. Principle number 1, time it right. And who better than to be an example than Miss Taylor Swift? Does anyone in the chat recognize what this picture is, what it is representative of as a moment in pop culture?
I see those Swifties typing.
1989, the year you were born, Priscilla. That's incredible.
I'll give you a hint. Oh, okay.
There we go, Thomas. Thank you.
Thomas got it.
Yes, this is what is going to be the next album cover for the Taylor's Version album coming out next week. So let's talk about why that matters in the grand scheme of things and how the timing played into making this such a huge pop culture moment. All right, so timing it right. First of all, what does this mean? This, to break it down for you guys, it's that timing is of the essence when it comes to breaking through the noise out there in social media and other marketing channels and making sure that you can craft some sort of urgency or some sort of time-related, time-bound thing to the message that you're putting out. So having a distinct, a timely, a easily repeatable, and also an understandable story about the problem that you want to solve with what you have to offer to your clients is really going to be key in making your messages and your marketing stand out. So, as I mentioned, best celeb example for this, Taylor Swift. What does it mean to her to time things right? So we talked about the Taylor's Version album. A reason why this became such a huge moment is because she was able to execute a really out-of-the-box release by slowly building momentum over the course of one live show of her concert until she eventually, towards the end of the show, announced it live on stage. Actually, Danny, if you mind going to the next slide, show some visual examples of this. So this is someone who has mastered the attention of timing and knows when eyes are on her, was able to do something in her show where she showed up suddenly in tour outfits that were blue. Every single new outfit she showed up on the stage in was blue, and they never wore that before. It was such a big moment that even media outlets were writing articles and taking note of this. And by slowly building up that momentum, she was bringing eyes onto her until finally everyone was waiting, and this announcement was really clear it was going to come out. Back, Danny, to the previous slide. Thank you so much. So also that practice of building momentum, you might also hear of like how celebrities and pop culture icons drop Easter eggs. It drives that suspense and also creates this sort of connection with fans that feels really intimate. It's something that is for them. And it also shows that icons understand their fans, their community, they're communicating with them in this little secret language, and they're going out of their way to do things for them. That is something that is replicable to you and your clients and your relationships. So making sure that when you're going out of your way to do these special marketing events and really like taking the time to take advantage of surprise timing, surprise announcements, things like that. Also making sure that you're communicating how clearly to them that that this is something that you know that they are getting like exclusive to you, that it's something you're going out of your way and doing just for your clients. So moving on to our live workshop, we want to talk about how you can set milestones and then build a set of dates to work up to these personal milestones. So when we say personal milestones, I want to encourage everyone to think of what is your own Taylor's version, something that's so emblematic of you and your business, you and your career, something that literally has your name in it in that way, is really personal to your mission and your aspirations as a professional.
So does anyone have an example that they wanted to share? Kimberly, I see you in the chat sharing that this is perfect. You're 2 weeks out from opening a new skincare studio. We would love to invite you to come like on stage and chat with us. You don't have to throw your video on or anything, but if you're interested, I'm going to send you an invitation to participate.
Amazing.
Hopefully this will work. Bear with us, internet world. Let's see. It should give you a second to connect that. And so hopefully we'll be able to hear more from Kimberly about that. But if anyone else, just take a couple seconds to noodle on this. What is your personal Taylor's version? Meaning, what is that campaign or that launch or that drop that is specific to you? Hey, Kimberly.
Hi.
It's so nice to speak with you. Thanks for joining our call live.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you.
We are so happy to have you here. So please, first of all, congratulations on opening up your new skincare studio. Please tell us more about it. We'll give you about a minute or two to share, and we'd love to give you some feedback.
So I worked for myself at a wellness center in Rhode Island, and about a week and a half ago, I moved to New Hampshire. So I'm opening up a skincare studio here. But I've been working on it, like all the back end stuff for about a year now, like what I need, gift certificates, menus, pricing. And I'm in the final stages of just getting my cabinets assembled. I'm having inspection next week and I'm ready to roll, although I don't have any clients yet. Super busy back in Rhode Island, not busy here because I don't know anyone yet, but I'm not worried because I know it's just a matter of time.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. That is such an exciting story. I love that you're tackling not only a new salon, but kind of a new community. And you're not really starting from ground zero. You're really building from where you had, but that is so exciting.
Thank you.
I feel like something I personally want to see, and you'll have to just promise me you'll do this, is I would love a salon tour of what it looks like once it's all ready. Like once you put on those finishing touches and gotten everything right in its place, take us on a tour, walk us through it.
Absolutely.
Kyle, what do you think?
Yes. Well, I would love to hear personally, like with your opening, if there's a certain like milestone or achievement that you want to reach.
For me, like the challenge and the excitement is building a clientele because I mean, I know I'm good at what I do. I've been doing it since 1995 and I've perfected my skill. So I'm just excited to share it with new people and then have word of mouth. And you know, when you get that bling on your phone and it's like a client booking, it's so exciting. So I just can't wait to see how I'm going to grow. See, back in Rhode Island, everybody knows me and knows my name and I have family and I have friends. So it was really easy to build for me. So this is going to be challenging, but I'm really excited.
Remind me where you said this new place was?
It's in Northampton, New Hampshire.
Great. Anybody in New Hampshire on this chat, you've got a new friend right here. And
thank you, Sierra.
Please do share your handle in the chat so that you can connect with others. And I'm sure not only Kyle and I, but everyone on this call would love to keep tabs on your progress. And we really want to send all the support your way. I think right before holidays is a perfect time to start somewhere new and start fresh.
Yeah. I can't wait. Here, I just shared it. So I'm kind of like posting a little, I like the way it says like hype people up, but I don't think I'm hyping them up. I'm kind of like coming soon, you know, just kind of updates. And then I'm kind of posting some educational stuff in between, but I feel like I'm just like to hype up. I'm not really sure where to go right now.
Yeah. Kimberly, if you have a like specific date or as you get closer, like know that date. One thing I might suggest is, I don't know if you've ever played around with the countdown feature on Instagram, but that's such an easy way where you can create a whole moment and have your entire community follow you. And so they can kind of like count down literally the days until your grand opening starts. And that's
really good.
I'll look into that. To everyone. Yeah, I think it'd be so great to like create that sense of special excitement between you and your client community.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Kimberly. And please keep us posted. Share your handle in the chat so that we can invite you to be a part of our GlossGenius community and make sure that you're connected with us, okay?
Yeah, great. I did. Thank you.
Keep us posted. Have a great opening and good luck.
Thank you so much. Good luck for having me.
Awesome. All right. That was a great kickoff to our principals.
Yes.
So when it comes to, timing, right? What is a really great example of timing needing to go well? Obviously, a surprise, and making sure that all details in line, that the surprise hits not just you and the person you're surprising, but everyone who's reacting to it. Who can call out this pop culture moment that we're seeing on the screen right here? Does anyone remember when this happened over the summer? Courtney. Yes, you got it. You got it, Sierra. This is one of my favorite pop culture moments of the year, actually, because it's layered a little bit deeply. So when it comes to surprising your clients, what this means is keep them coming back. Give your VIP clients extra attention with targeted messaging that offers special offers, that offers seasonal discounts. Maybe it's a brand new salon that you've just opened up in a new city that you would like to, branch out in. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to, direct a drop of new services or new styles, or maybe it's a glow up to your booking site that you want to share. Surprising your clients helps them feel connected to you. And I think this was a note from the last example, but Taylor and every one of these pop icons, they have a very unique ability to make you feel like it was made for you. And so surprising your clients gives them that extra kick and, oh, they were thinking of me. Maybe it's a birthday message. Maybe it's a note that you've been keeping on your GlossGenius app about their honeymoon that they just went on. Having those small interactions gives them that connection. Now, zooming out a little and seeing how we can take a note from Kourtney Kardashian Barker's book is looking at this example of her announcing that she's pregnant at a Blink-182 concert. Obviously she could have done this in private. We know Kourtney too well to know that she wouldn't make, millions of people spectacle at this. But really it was smart because this reference was actually something that only deep cut Blink-182 fans would know, as well as just the rest of the world finding out that she's pregnant. This is a reference to a music video that Blink-182 had, I think, over 10 years ago, where a girl in the crowd was holding a sign saying, "Travis, I'm pregnant." Obviously, that wasn't Kourtney Kardashian, but now she launched this and it was filmed at this concert. So it was obviously, everywhere. But the thing that really caught this in the wind, and if you remember this on your timeline, you remember everybody was getting on this, that the image went viral on social media accounts because people started replacing the text in her sign with advertising for their products and services. Let me give you an example. So these are some esthetician posts that we saw from the community that say "Travis, the sunscreen in your makeup or moisturizer is not enough." Or, "Travis, I need your credit card to go get my Botox and fillers done with Michelle." And so clearly, someone just thought, well, somebody's gonna be reading this. Let's drop either a funny comment, something that's niche to your specialty or your profession. I think that it also provides an opportunity to kind of just hop on the bandwagon. And if this is where people are going to, you got to kind of bring the mountain to people sometimes. And so if this is one of those examples of not really reinventing the wheel, but taking the momentum from someone else's moment and, taking a note from that. I did see a question that I kind of wanted to answer around what's the line of copying someone who has created a trend or a pop culture moment and utilizing it in your own marketing strategy. Kyle, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this because it's so interesting. We're kind of saying, hey, take note, but we also don't want to encourage plagiarism or, copying or taking someone else's work. What would you say to that?
Well, I think that this is something that there's always going to be maybe gray areas, or it's not always going to be so black and white, but that is okay. I think this is something that should be familiar to everybody too, in terms of, as you mentioned, plagiarism, Danny. Like, I like to use that example. We all remember what it was like to be in school and like working on your papers and being like, okay, I cannot copy this sentence word for word. I got to make sure I take this idea that inspired me, but like transform it, add something to it, give a part of myself to it to push it forward in the conversation. I think it's exactly about that when it comes to content as well. So making sure that you are infusing your brand into it, something that is unique to you, your point of view, and transforming it so that it's not so copy, I think is really important. Now, sometimes it doesn't always work. I'd say where that could be more of like towing the line is if you were inspired by someone who is not a celebrity, is not like a huge public figure, is not like a pop culture icon who is naturally creating trends left and right with whatever they do. So in this presentation, we're looking at huge icons where just like they are part of the public discourse. Pretty much every move they make, everything they announce becomes a moment in and of itself. If you're looking at other creators, like other professionals in your industry, it might be more likely than not that they are not having that same amount of massive wave impact. And in that case, if there's something they do that really inspires you, be upfront about it. Tag them in your post, put it in your caption, say like, I saw this idea and I was so inspired by it, like I wanted to share my own. Also, like if it is more personal like that, feel free to send that person a message and say, hey, I saw this thing you did. It gave me this great idea. Like it really inspired me. Would you mind if I made my own version of this? And I would love to credit you. I think 99.9% of the time, people are going to receive that honesty with a lot of flattery and like be really excited to connect with you and also learn that their messaging is inspiring you and, you know, creating that momentum.
100%. Thank you for so eloquently providing that context for us, Kyle, and showing us the difference. You know, if we were talking about somebody having a pregnancy reveal like this, I feel like that's pushing it. I feel like Courtney would be really upset in that, but thanks for providing that detail, Kyle. So when it comes to surprising your clients, I did actually want to bring up a couple other examples that I was thinking about. First is, does anyone remember 2013? It was like December, right before the holidays. Beyonce's self-titled album dropped. Full visual album, unprecedented, no promotion, no campaign. Tell me someone remembers this moment because it was a huge moment for, yes, Sierra, Tasha, yes. This was huge because no artist had gone through this process and kept it under wraps as well as Beyonce had. And, you know, this not only allowed her fans to experience the album audibly, but also visually as well. And I think the whole concept around it being a drop for her fans, and like you just always hear Beyonce or Taylor or Selena Gomez or anyone who has such a large following that they really do try to think of their clients first or their customers or their ticket holders or their fan, their fan club and thinking about, well, how will this affect them? And how will it make them feel if I announce 2 more show dates on this tour in the cities that I haven't announced yet? So those are some examples that we were thinking of. Another one, Kat Von D, Urban Decay. Those makeup palettes, I probably have one Urban Decaying in a drawer right over here. I had, at one point, I think I had every shade there ever was. And I remember if I did not get the newest palette, for example, I remember one that was like Marvel themed. I had to get it for a friend that was like, who is obsessed with Marvel. And in those ways, it's like, there's very niche examples of surprising your clients, dropping something that they want. That surprise and delight really goes a long way. So, as far as planning your surprise, is there anyone out there? I know we talked to Kim about opening up her new salon. That's definitely kind of surprise for her new community. But is there anyone that's thinking about a new service or a new announcement to clients? I'll wait. I know some people are thinking. Yes, I see Pam. Yep, Kalina, expansion. Amazing. Quick trims, brow lamination. Ooh, I love it. So if these are new services for you, how might you think about dropping this in a special way? Whether it's teasing a new package out for clients this holiday season, or whether it's announcing that you are now serving, clients in these areas, or that you have new dates added to your books. What are some fun ways that you could think about dropping this? Thanksgiving. Curious, Kalina, what you mean by that. Kanisha said that she used the GlossGenius email marketing tool to announce her announcement. I didn't catch what it actually was, but I love that you're using the GlossGenius resources. We're going to talk about those in just a little bit. Hey, Roxy, I love to see you here. She said, I started a hot oil treatment, shine treatment, and expanded my studio to do shadow sessions of other stylists. That's really cool. I think that's a great example for your salon business, for you to share surprises for other beauty pros to become involved or connect with you. Maybe it's, hey, I'm opening up my studio office hours. So if there's any young professionals in the neighborhood that want to come by the salon and chat with me, feel free to do that. Tons of surprises, tons of opportunities. Kyle, any other last tidbits for this one?
I see some people in the chat talking about new locations, expansions, things like that. So I think that's such a good example of something that you could tease by Instagram stories or things like that, showing kind of sneak previews and bring us along the journey. So what does it take to set up that space? Bring us behind the scenes of the decor, communicate your excitement about it through your phone and through your messages to your own audience. And if you're putting your genuine excitement into it, I think it's going to be palpable and it's going to get them on board as well.
Absolutely. And with that, and talking about keeping your content relatable, creative, and sort of personalized to you and your business, how do we keep our content creative, Kyle?
Well, let's all take a note from the page of the Barbie movie.
I guess we spoiled that. That's from the Barbie movie, in case you've been living under a rock.
So when it comes to keeping your content creative, I think the number one way we can break this down is to have fun with it. If you're having fun making your content, chances are people are going to have fun watching it and enjoy it. So your clients look to you to set the trends on new things that they can do to express who they are. This profession being in the beauty and wellness industry, people come to see you in order to help express and bring forward something that's within them. And that is all about creativity. So the more creativity you can channel and put out there, I think also that goes to show as an extension of what you're able to offer as a professional and through your services as well. Creative marketing also helps you really communicate to your clients, not just of your skills, but also I think it helps you reach them in special ways that have a lot more impact and stay in their brain for longer. It helps kind of build that relationship and that personalization up. So, they can build that trust and, that understanding with you that I think is really important that clients have when they are going to professionals, because some of these services can be so personal and so intimate, and you want to feel comfortable and you want to feel like you have that relationship established with your professionals when you're going to see them. I think that reaching them through this way and kind of showing off the other layers of yourself as a person, the other layers of your personality really go a long way in helping establish that. So as we mentioned, our case study here, let's look at the Barbie movie and talk about why this movie was such a moment that you could not walk out of your house without hearing about this or seeing this at some point in the summer. Obviously, Barbie is something that we're familiar with, and there's a lot of nostalgia there. But why this time around, I think that this crawled its way to the front of the pop culture conversation was in the creativity in their marketing. So if you look at this middle example here, this is kind of a collage of all of the areas in which the Barbie movie looked to create partnerships in order to promote what they were doing. So they were putting Barbie in all the unexpected places. There were Barbie collaborations with food companies like Barbie Donuts. There was a Barbie Whopper, I believe, or a Barbie Burger King collab where that pink ketchup came in, as you were talking about, Danny. I don't know if anyone saw the Malibu Barbie Dream House that they built and is like available to rent on Airbnb. There were collaborations done with Xbox. So it was just kind of like in every area and in these unexpected ways. This team was finding a way to insert themselves and represent themselves and really reach an audience in so many different niches and so many different areas. And I think that is like a really good takeaway here that all of you can lock in on and brainstorm on is how do I reach new audiences? How do I reach people? How do I expand outside of my traditional clientele? Where can I kind of meet those people where they already are? And how can I insert my brand, myself, my business, and what I can offer them in ways that they already are comfortable understanding? These other examples, you're probably familiar with seeing this Barbie, this Ken is blank meme format. And I think that this was another really genius idea that they did that became such a moment because it offered a moment of personalization. Anybody could take this and insert their own name into it, insert their own niche into it, insert their own jokes into it. It was like very low lift to copy, create. It didn't need to be perfect. They even went out and created that whole meme generator because they wanted people to participate in that conversation. So I think that's like a really good concrete thing that they did as well. They thought about how they could involve their own audience in their content and in their conversation, and they made it really easy for them to participate. So this is something that you could think about in terms of like your portfolio work or things like that. Like how can you bring your clients into it and make them feel really involved, make them feel like they have a platform as well? It might be that you're starting to ask and find clients who are willing to let loose and have fun and do like trending TikTok audios or silly reels audios with you, are willing to share a little bit more and create content with you that goes beyond just before and after pictures. So thinking of opportunities, again, where you can really create a platform from them to feel seen and feel a part of your brand as well, I think is really important. Great. So taking these lessons from Barbie, we'd like to move into a little live workshop with this. And I'm wondering if anyone here in the chat can think of a recent marketing campaign or marketing content that they thought was really creative or really resonated with them, something that sticks in their brain, kind of like the example I just gave up of the Barbie movie memes. Does anyone have an example they'd like to share?
I'll bring up one that I thought was really interesting was around some of the collaborations that we saw this year that came out of even just like women standing up for one another. Maybe there's a really great content opportunity to share people in your community. I see Priscilla shared, I suggested having the clients post their selfie, and if they do, they get a percentage off. Was that with Priscilla? I'd love to welcome you on stage. If you're willing to share with us a little bit more, I just sent you an invitation to chat with us live. You don't have to share your camera if you don't want to, but you can join us via audio. I think it's really interesting, especially if you're asking for that like call and response. I think tagging people, using hashtags, being creative with not only the visual of the content, but distributing your content smartly as well. That that's always, I think, a tried and true. And really, when we say keep your content creative, it just means have fun with it. Like, it's only going to be fun for you and your followers if it's authentic to who you are. Hey, Priscilla.
Hi, Priscilla.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us. We just wanted to chat with you for a minute or so. We'd love to hear a little bit more about the way that you implemented the Barbie pop culture moment this summer with your clients.
Sure. I'm loving the group chat. Everyone's so amazing on here. It's like such a powerful moment we're all sharing. It's great. So I just recently left my hospital job last year to pursue my business full time, and it's been a struggle. So I've been talking to my clients a lot, asking what they like and what they expect when they go to either a beautician, go to a lash studio. Since I do body sculpting services, non-invasive, it's a little bit different and harder for me to keep a constant flow of clients. So what I've been doing is, especially like with the Barbie situation, the Taylor Swift, what I've been doing is everyone is loving the selfie look and everyone's trying to look like a celebrity. So what I've been doing with my body sculpting services is having them post a selfie on their story, tagging me. And then once they tag me, in return, they'll get a percentage off their next visit. Typically, I've been doing 15% off and they've been loving it.
So genius.
Literally, you should be leading this section of the presentation. Everyone, Priscilla.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
You know, it is, but I think let me ask you this, Priscilla, if you could break it down into like one or two things that you actually did that maybe someone else on this call could understand. You know, I know Kyle and I are coming here with like, here are the zillion things that you can try, but from your mouth and from your experience, what were the one or two tactical things that you did in that moment, or
so it's been so hard. So like I said, like I've had a solid paycheck, and we all in this industry, in the beauty, we always have like months where we're really slow, and it sucks because we want to keep our services we want to give our services to the best knowledge. We take our educational courses. We try to stay involved in the community. So what I've been doing really is just building relationships with my clients, and I try to see what their friends like and what they like, and then I'll try to incorporate that into my studio, into my service. And then what happens is if like I do a referral where if they refer a friend, they both get 25% off their next service. Some people that I consider loyal clients that have been with me since I started my business, I'll give them a free session instead, you know? If they refer people, it's free. So I don't pay for marketing. I just use my clients as my marketing, if that makes sense.
Not only does that make sense, that is brilliant, Priscilla.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's hard. I'm telling you, I have been Googling everything.
Well, rest assured, you already have such an incredible grasp on this, and you know you couldn't have a team of people that believe in you more. But it seems like you already are way ahead of the game. And I think like a key thing to call out that you said is you don't invest so much in your marketing; you let your clients market for you. That's so powerful, and I think is honestly one of the most creative things that you can do. You're constantly thinking of opportunities and different channels to hit that are going to bring in, you know, exposure to your business and are definitely all going to pay off and trickle up into new clients. So I think this is a really, really awesome strategy that anybody here in this chat can think about how they can apply to their own business.
Yeah, I absolutely. It took a long time for me to get to this point because I only have Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Facebook. I don't even have Google Maps. And a lot of my clients are like, oh, you know, you should do Google Maps. I'm just scared to get a bad review. That's why I don't have it. And I don't have bad reviews because I like satisfy my clients. So like another thing I do too, which everyone hates the cancellation policies. And I am so good with them where I'll be like, all right, listen, guys, like I have 48 hours. You have to pay me, you know, and not have to pay me, but it's a $75 policy that I enforce. And if you like understand the policy, then I'll give you 10 minutes of free laser lipo for your next service, just to keep that like relationship with them where they don't like, yes, they're spending money, but I'm going to take care of you because you understand my policy. It's just, I have dealt with so many different kinds of aspects of clientele where I just want my name to be good and I want people to be satisfied. So I feel like that's what's kind of grown my business since I've had it. But I'm so nice. I give so many discounts. I don't even make a profit. It's horrible.
Well, listen, it's because you got that hospitality background, and you aim to please, which
that's very true. I'm a Virgo, I might say.
And because you're a Virgo, is that what you said?
I'm a Virgo. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. I'm marrying a Virgo, so I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Priscilla. I really appreciate your sharing of your wisdom, and I know everybody on the call is really grateful for that too. All right, let's zip on through because I want to make sure that we get through a couple other principles, and then we'll do a Q&A and wrap up. So when it comes to sharing your story, this is our second to last principle, and I do think that this is actually, if not the most important, one of the most important principles to remember. Does anyone know this image here? Does anyone recognize Selena Gomez in this pop cultural moment? Did anyone catch that over the summer a couple weeks ago? It was just a very organic kind of chill moment that she posted this, or I think someone had posted it of her. And basically this image that Selena had posted, I'm going to share this on the right, just kind of spoiler alert. Basically without the meme that we ended up making on GlossGenius, it provided a really great opportunity for us to highlight how great Selena Gomez is at sharing her particular story. So let me scale back just a bit. What does it mean to share your particular story from your voice? It means speaking from experience. Your clients aren't buying a service, they're buying you. To build your relationships with other beauty pros as well as with your clients, don't hesitate to be vulnerable and to share a little bit about your journey, because just like we experienced with Kim and Priscilla tonight, I bet you someone felt like I'm the only person that feels this way, that no one else could relate. And tonight you'll walk away knowing you're not the only one. So by sharing your story, you are keeping that connection alive while also expanding your own growth at the same time. So taking it from an icon, Selena Gomez, she has always led her personal and her business brands authentically. She's shared stories of trial and tribulation, whether it's her struggles with mental health or her chronic illness, or even just in the journey of becoming a business owner with Rare Beauty Cosmetics as well. She actually took time to redesign her packaging so that it was accessible for all folks of all abilities, rather than it being the kind of run-of-the-mill packaging that is only accessible to some people if you have that ability to open it. So going one step deeper and sharing your personal story allows you to connect with your clients, with her customers. And I think it really just ensures that you're going to stay, like Priscilla said, in good health with that, that client or that beauty professional that you're connecting with. You're going to keep it in a positive relationship as well. So question that I have for the group tonight, and I see a couple comments in the chat. I feel like I keep clients by connecting with them emotionally. And I think that's the best way to connect. Absolutely. Heart to hearts are golden. And let's be real, y'all. We're in the beauty and wellness industry. If people aren't sharing their life story with you during their service, what are you doing? And not to say that you can't put up boundaries and you don't have to be a therapist for that, hour or however long that service is, but sharing your story, listening to others' stories allows you to make those authentic connections. And if anyone was at our event that we hosted last month about building your authentic business brand, I think that this directly connects to that as well. So what is your Roman Empire? Let's just throw a couple things out in the chat. I don't think we have time to dive into a live workshop for this particular one, but here's what I want to know, okay? What is the VH1 behind the music or E! True Hollywood story of your business journey? Think about what are some of the behind the scenes details that you can help your community connect to you. This could be a day in the life, a get ready with me. Let me show you some examples from Selena herself. She does a lot of clean beauty, clean face, Instagram lives where she shares vulnerable things like, what is your biggest strength? She poses questions to her community and speaks directly to them. I think she's like the one, she has so many Instagram followers. It's like definitely in the millions. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but there's a reason why so many people follow her and they look to her as, you know, an icon, because she's real. She encourages speaking your mind, even if your voice shakes. And you can see this comment below is one of her fans sharing what that actually means to her, that Selena is actually sharing that. I love Lex's comment here. She says, I save notes in GlossGenius about conversations. It's so hard to remember everything you talk about with 100+ people. Ain't that the truth? So keeping note of who you're connecting with is also probably a really key piece of advice in that. So thanks, Lex, for reminding us. All right.
Yes, we made it to our final principle, number 5, collaborating with others. I think the way that I can best sum this up, if anyone else is familiar with this term, I cannot get out of my head as of recent, but collaborating with others, otherwise known as maximizing your joint slay. And who is a better example of doing this successfully than the Queen Beyonce herself, and here with her partnership with Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to break down why this matters, why celebrities do this, and why this is something that you can and should be doing with your own business as well. So, as we said, maximizing your joint slay. This means coming together with somebody else who has an established audience, has an established brand, has an established skill set. It will increase both of your brand awareness and will give both of you access to a wider audience than the ones that you are reaching pretty much regularly on your day-to-day. This also gives you enhanced credibility and trust while improving your brand loyalty. So if there is another person that you're able to collaborate with who that maybe their following is a little bit bigger, or maybe they are in a different area of expertise than you, but if they are partnering up with you, co-signing you, this is such a way to get like awesome social proof about your skills, your business, that is beyond just testimonials or reviews from your own clients. So when we look at why these moments are so powerful when celebrities like Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion come and do this, I think a big thing is also community over competition. It's so great to see Beyonce kind of paying it forward to a younger new artist, someone also from Houston, Texas, if we have any Texas people here in the chat. But I think it's something that we as spectators feel so drawn to because it feels really genuine and you feel that community, you feel that support, you feel that uplifting. And so it's a really powerful moment that you can also create, whether you want to take on a mentor or mentee relationship or have someone else in your local area that you want to team up with and just like really help build each other up. I think that's such a powerful thing as clients, as customers, to see that supportive community, and like really goes a long way in communicating your values and who you are to your own clients. I think also a really great lesson here was we saw this collaboration that they did. This was with Megan Thee Stallion's Savage track, by the way, if we remember that one from, was that like honestly 2020? Like
that was literally 2020. That was 2020 because she won the Grammy 2021.
And, you know, that song was everywhere. You could not get away from it. And Beyonce isn't someone who necessarily like needed the exposure, would you say? But she was also able to like hop on that track and gain momentum for herself to insert herself into the younger TikTok generation and kind of open up her channels of her visibility into everyone who was already on top of that song because of how viral and how much it took over our conversation on TikTok. But then she was also able to, fulfill her end of the partnership and pay it forward by, we saw this year, it really come full circle. And she invited Megan Thee Stallion on stage during one of her Renaissance tour stops to perform with her. And therefore, she was also platforming Megan up on her own stage to all her audience as well and bringing it back. So I think this is such a good example of that two-way collaboration, and how, like, thinking in these partnerships, thinking about, when you're looking for someone to maximize your joint slay with, thinking about like what new audiences or channels or networks they can bring you into, but it's also just as important to think about how you can support it back and what you can pay for it to them as well. So do we have time to dive into a little sharing on this one, or?
I definitely think we do. If there's folks who can stay a little past the hour, I would love to just dive in, see if there's anyone who's got a really great example of collaborating with someone in your community, whether it's one of your clients, someone down the hall in your salon suite, or maybe it's another one of the beauty pros in your area. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go with Sierra. I've seen you pop up a lot in this chat today. So Sierra, I'm going to go ahead and share with you an invitation to participate. Okay, hopefully I caught you. And you'll be able to connect your audio. I see a bunch of people who are saying that, yes, I collaborate with a lash artist. I'm up for collabs, beauty pro collaborations. Anyone in Tulsa? Hey, Sierra.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for joining. We're so happy to welcome you here tonight. Thanks for participating in the chat. I love seeing your name pop up all night.
Oh, thanks. I'm so glad I was able to do this. My husband is on a business trip, so I have all the kids with me. So I'm like, shut up in the background, just trying to listen to everything. So.
It's a family affair. Anybody can join. I hope all the kids have had a fun time tonight. I'll be sure to make more jokes next time. So Sierra, share with us a little bit about an example you've with collaborating with either another beauty professional or someone in your area that's made a fruitful, and successful collaboration.
So my suite mate, when we moved in a year ago, we did like a collab giveaway. She, in the beginning, she was doing body sculpting. I was an esthetician and a nail tech. So we kind of like made a giveaway to where we could incorporate everything together. We just kept posting it, kept just pushing it out there with both of our names on it. Her followers became some of my followers and vice versa. And even sometimes I'll get with some of the other SDs in the area that I know. And I really want to try to. I've done only one where we've just gone online and we've talked about certain things, like hardships that we've had, just kind of being vulnerable, just answering questions that everybody has. So just things like that, just being open to talking to any and everybody, and not making it a competition, but more so like, hey, we're all in this together. Let's talk about it. Let's share our struggles. Let's share our accomplishments, all of that.
Oh, that is so special. I'm so glad that you have a community of your own that you're able to share that with. And I think that's a great example of collaborating with others to learn and support one another. And Sierra, I'm curious if you have ever thought of collaborating for your clients with those folks in your community. Has that ever come across? Has that ever been an idea across the table?
You said collaborating for my clients?
Yeah. Let me give it another try. Perhaps I'm not explaining it correctly. Kyle, I think that what we were chatting about earlier is how to collaborate with other beauty pros so that you can feed off of, maybe it's joining services with another beauty pro or offering a complimentary package like get your nails done down the hall with her, come on over here to get your brows done. Who knows? That's what I was kind of thinking.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah. So we have, I shy away, or I have shied away from this, maybe just because I don't know how to approach it, but I don't ever want to be like I'm trying to scout other or take clientele from anybody. So what we kind of do in our suite, we just like, what's it called? The word is escaping me. Almost like we'll put brochures in common areas that we have in there, or I'll put a brochure or something in her suite. If they ask about it, great. If not, it's just something to where we don't have to physically just go and talk to them. I do feel like it's definitely something that needs to be done, and something I probably need to get over, just to kind of expand in that way. But that's pretty much just what we do, or what I do.
I get that, and I definitely hear your hesitation, and I totally understand like the thought process that you're going with that. I think that makes you such a good person, and I'm really grateful that you're in our GlossGenius community too, because we need more people like you. Sierra, keep collaborating, keep putting yourself out there.
Yeah. Push yourself to that next step. It sounds like you've built really meaningful connections with this group, and I'm sure that they will be thrilled if you come forward with a fun new option to dive into, sort of like co-marketing collaboration to promote each other's businesses. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the response you'll get. I encourage you to take a leap.
Thank you so much.
Yes, take a leap.
Yes, right. Yeah. Thank you. This has been so inspiring. So I'm going to.
Well, thanks, Sierra. Enjoy the night, and I hope that your husband brings you home some flowers from his visit. I'll talk to you soon. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Wait.
Cool. So these were some of the examples of those collabs that we were talking about before. Beyonce's made her way around the globe, obviously. All right. So thanks, Karen, for sharing that. That's the link to our private GlossGenius Facebook group. If you wanted to join the community, this is where you can find each other and support each other live, whether it's questions about GlossGenius or even questions about how to run your business in this industry. All right. Speaking of GlossGenius, I would love to get into this. For those of you who are still on the call, thank you so much for hanging on, as we clearly had just so much to say. We're nearly done and nearly ready to be wrapping up tonight's workshop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For anyone who isn't using GlossGenius features like email and text marketing, or even our newest feature, Genius AI, I definitely recommend you check it out. I do want to preface that Genius AI is available for GlossGenius Gold members only. And if you would like help or have an interest in trying that out or discovering what being a gold member looks like, feel free to type in the chat and we can have Kieran set up a call for you with one of our customer success reps this week. So elevating, I think like today, our biggest focus at GlossGenius is elevating client experience and simplifying your business operations so that you can focus on doing what you do best, which may not be pop culture marketing, but it may be being behind the chair and really owning your niche and owning your brand as well. So ways that you can send an email campaign to clients that you haven't seen in a while. We heard this a lot tonight. Throwing out a meme or dropping a surprise, or even getting strategic timing on a release of new services or styles that you're running. This is timely, and you want to make sure that it is received and received clearly. So taking advantage of our email campaigns, our text message campaigns, this can make it happen in a flash compared to what we're used to before something like this. Another thing in terms of GlossGenius or Genius AI is that this is kind of like your friend in your pocket that's there all the time. If anybody has been playing around with AI in their businesses, whether it's using ChatGPT or any of the other tools out there, we totally recommend playing around and experimenting with that. As far as the features that come with Genius AI, this can help you create campaigns for launching new services, updating those service pricing. We were talking about birthday promotions and seasonal offers. Kyle, did you want to add something as well?
Well, I'll just share that I was playing around with Genius AI this morning, and I asked it to write me a promotion for like a Taylor Swift themed Eras Tour discount, and it pulled lyric references and like flipped right into the Swiftie lingo so effortlessly. I was honestly really surprised. So it's something that you can also really leverage for like those specific moments as well. Ask it to, incorporate puns, references, things like that, and create those headlines and those messagings that will just like really grab your client's attention.
Listen, let's be real. Raise your hand if you've got writer's block or imposter syndrome or procrastinationism.
I need like 3 more hands.
Yeah, I need my hands, my leg, everything. Okay. Yep. This is it is an amazing tool to relieve that doubt and that fear that is holding you back. I personally have used this in developing programs like for our monthly events. How can we convey these messages? How can we experiment with different, experimenting customer voices? What does it look like for you to craft a marketing campaign specifically to the niche that you own and to the brand that you run? That is the key here. So we want to help alleviate that stress, give you the equipment and the empowerment to own this process. And I'm hoping that everyone who's going to log off tonight is going to be, washing dishes or tucking their kids into bed or washing their hair or doing something mindless. And they're going to be thinking, Travis, I'm pregnant. Or they're going to be thinking, hey, how did Beyonce make it look so easy to collaborate with these biggest stars? How could I do that in my town? Or maybe you're thinking, how do I bring in each one of these pop icons into my business and take a page from their book? Let's see if we remember what this is. Does anyone remember what this first principle is with Taylor? What did she teach us? Timing. Boom. Sierra. Time it right. All right. Next. What is this one with Courtney? What's this theme? Surprising your clients. Thank you, Tiffany. I see you. All right. Barbie. What did Barbie movie teach us this summer? Keep it creative. I have chills right now. Selena, what did Selena teach us? Other than como la flor. Just kidding. Wrong Selena. R.I.P. What did Selena? Share your story. Exactly. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Joe Reese. And finally, what does Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, Lady Gaga, and Taylor Swift have in common? Collaborating with others. Give yourself a pat on the back. Honestly, this was a group collaborative exercise, and surprise, you just collaborated with everyone on this call. So you're already halfway there.
Yeah. You already got one under your belt.
You got a couple under your belt, if not. And I think that we've really set you up to take away these points. Keep your finger on the pulse. Be flexible and open to trying something new. Be brave. And speak to your community. All right. Now, if you are remaining on the call, I do want to hold space to answer any questions. I think I did see one or two in the questions tab. Janie, hi. I see your question here. The feature that I've been begging for us to add on is an option to add photos and links to buttons and emails. Janie, I hear you. Any product requests or any feedback are always welcome. I promise you there are humans behind this brand and this software who are absolutely interested in hearing all of this feedback. So Kieran, if you could please share the product feature request form, I think that would be a great resource for us to share here in case someone has something on the tip of their tongue. Maybe we've got some new genius ideas that our team should know about. Wonderful. And And the last thing that I'm going to ask is, if you enjoyed your time today, I'm going to bring this screen back up. If you enjoyed your time tonight with us and you learned something, go ahead and take your phone out and take a picture of Kyle and I. We're going to pose. 3, maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hopefully you got it. Go ahead, take a picture of this, share one thing that you learned from tonight, maybe include an example from one of these 5 principles. Tag GlossGenius at GlossGenius. Let me put this screen on so you can see it. Follow GlossGenius on TikTok, Instagram, and more on all of your social media handles. And if you are just joining us for the first time on our GlossGenius stage and you've never interacted with our software, but you're so interested, feel free to scan this QR code and it'll take you to a free trial for 2 weeks where you don't have to input your credit card information or anything, and give it a try. Check out the Genius AI. Check out the other features like email and text message marketing. I promise you'll be happy. Thank you, Karen, for sharing that. All right, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kyle, I can't thank you enough. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And it was so fun to go through this.
Yes, this is my favorite topic, if it's not already clear. So thank you so much for opening up this space and having me join. And I just want everyone to know I am literally at the ready. I got my phone right here to see all the stuff you tag us in. I'll be liking, I'll be resharing it on our story. And beyond the specific, our event tonight, I want to see all the content that you create taking away these principles. So please tag us in it. I will be watching very excitedly to be your number 1 fan.
Me too. You can fight me for it. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Talk to you soon.